Hello everyone, and welcome to another beer review. Now today we're actually on a fairly kind of local beer. Well, technically it's actually more local than what they claim in the bottle. Today we are doing Adam Henson's Rare Breed Pale Ale from Butcombe Brewing Company, which I think their tagline is born and bred in Bristol, even though it's made in Bridgewater. Twats. Anyway, it's 4.2%. I think it's roughly about £2 a bottle, but I will give more exact details in the beer facts below. But yes, Adam Henson. I don't know who the fuck Adam Henson is. I don't know. I'm sure they'll tell us in the back label, and I'm just absolutely gagging to find out. So, but yes, it's a rare breed pale ale, 4.2%, 500ml bottle, and here we go. Let's start off. Get a picture of a cow on it. Not making any jokes yet. It's not every day you meet a farmer as passionate about sustainability as Adam Henson. His Cotswold grown Maris Otter barley helps produce. What the hell is that? Is that an O? Produce, seriously characterful pale ale, all with the stone throw of Bristol's brewed with Mendip spring water and fruit cascade and Amarillo hops. It's refreshing, citrusy and smooth with an amber hue. A rare breed, we wouldn't call it anything less. Yes. Butcombe Brewer Limited, Cots Greenwood in Bristol. I'm sure most of their beers is actually done down in Bridgewater, which they look a bit kind of inbred down there, by the way. If you've ever been to Bridgewater, seriously, you can believe it's near a nuclear power plant. Yeah, there's right freaky looking buggers in that place, and the amount of people have got limps, it's unbelievable. You're walking about there thinking, I feel out of place because I'm walking normally. You do, you kind of feel conspicuous. You're thinking, here's a clever bloke that can walk on both legs. You know, I mean, show off. And it's not just me. I've had other people to mention it. In fact, I think even Jethro, the comedian, used to take the piss out of Bridgewater, because it's a well-known thing down here that they are a bit, you know, in that place. But anyway, let's talk about the beer. Yes. So yes, Bristol born and all this bollocks, but yes, they don't actually make a lot of the beers there. They're made in another brewery. So there you go. But it's trendy, you know. Bristol's a lot more trendier than Bridgewater, you know. Supposedly. Right, let's crack this open and find out. Is everybody having a good time just now? It's actually quite good because it's actually some decent weather for a change. And it's actually 19 degrees today. 19 degrees, sunny and everything else. And I was stuck in the workshop mixing paint. Well, I was trying to mix paint, and it was all going very well until just as I actually went to actually try the paint out, it started to separate and go all very strange on me. Don't buy Johnson's paint, it's piss. You know, seriously. It went on like frozen butter. It was just, oh Jesus. So yeah, weather was nice, work was a bit shit. But anyway, let's pour this out and see what it's like. Da, 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 da. Oh, look at that. Well, but that's right. For people in the podcast, if it was a urine sample, the doctor would be saying, you're not drinking enough. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's got quite of a light copper colour. Kind of ambery kind of colour. It's very clear. You can see my fingernails through it. I can do if I move out the way of the bubbles, because it's be quite well carbonated. Not much of a head. In fact, it's kind of lacking a head, really. A lot of a scum. You can't really measure it by fingers. You're talking about millimetres. Jesus. Smell wise, I'm getting little hints of iron brew. That's what it smells like, little hints of iron brew. It looks kind of iron brewish and it actually smells. It has got little, there's a sweetness, there's a kind of syrupiness to this. There's a little bit of kind of citrusy or slightly kind of citrusy fruity, but you can't identify it and it's very light. And that's that combined with the slightly syrupiness that you're getting off it, just it has little hues of Bar's Iron Brew. There you go. But yeah, I didn't expect that one. Right, let's see what it's like. Not what I expected, to be totally honest. Really not. It's a weird one because it's actually not too bad. I actually expected something a heck of a lot worse. And reading the back of the bottle, you know, the blurb, and it was kind of, it felt like it was kind of reinforcing. Yeah, that's what you thought it was going to be like. But it's not. It's a bit of a strange one. It really is. I'm going to take me a while to get my head around about this one. It's not a normal pale ale, put it that way. There's a nice level of malt. There's a little bit of sweetness there. You're getting little hints of citrus, but you're not really getting anything too strong. It's just little accents. But you are getting a little waft. It's just a strange one because you get this little kind of waft of bitterness near the end, and you think, well, just as it's kind of transition between the mid tongue and the back of the mouth, you know, the kind of aftertaste. And you just start getting this waft of bitterness. You think, oh, here it goes, it's going to ramp up. But it doesn't. It just kind of gets to a certain stage and then just kind of eases off. And excuse me. Jesus, you popped the eyes at me, he'd do that one. But yes, just kind of dissipates kind of lightly in the aftertaste, the back of the mouth. So it kind of gets started but doesn't really kick off, you know, that type of thing. It's like, you know, you think, oh, here it goes, and it just doesn't. So a bit of a strange one. So it's, but in a strange way, not unpleasant. It's a strange one. Describing it probably doesn't actually sound particularly nice or particularly great, but just the way it works and just the balance of it, it just kind of does. And it's quite sessionable. So it is. And overall, just because of the little citrus and the slightly syrupiness of the mid tongue, you just have a ever so slight kind of feeling of balsam brew, just ever so slight. Enough for a Scotsman to notice anyway, whether or not, you know, Englishmen and things like that, you know, drinking, I think, you're talking about iron brew. But yeah, I think we're maybe more attuned to that kind of flavour profile than the English. Lucky buggers. But yeah, that hole is still annoying me, by the way. I don't know what happened to it. There's a knot falling out of the wood and this hole has appeared and it just keeps catching my eye and it's bloody annoying. And I'm just curious, where's the knot going? Is it still on the other side? And I'm thinking, I need to go and look. But the problem is when I go out of here, I'll forget about it. And then I'll come back in and do a review and I'll be looking at it thinking, oh, I'm just going to check, see if that knot's out the other side. You know, it's that type of thing. You know, you get that when you get to my age. You know, you become stupid and forgetful and dithery. But yeah, as you can see, it's absolutely flat, by the way. Nah, just... This is a strange one. It's sessionable, but it's slightly kind of higgledy-piggledy is probably the best way of putting it. There's a kind of balance between the flavours, but the flavours in general between the front of the mouth and the mid-tongue, they're kind of all over the place. And then you get a kind of cleanish finish at the end. Yeah, let's break down the flavours. Start off, you get a bit of malt, a bit of grain. You get a kind of not a bad level of sweetness, but you just start to get little accents in the front of the mouth, just little accents. And they're not really coming through as citrusy, they're coming through as slightly candied accents just because of the sweetness. It just feels like, it's like kind of slightly fruity, but not really distinguishable as citrus. It's only when you go into the mid-tongue that some of them are kind of identifiable as kind of citrus-esque, but again, you can't identify what kind of citrus flavour. It just kind of citrus fruit flavour, that type of thing, without actually kind of almost kind of like almost a little bit opal fruit kind of esque, but not really providing any bitterness. But they're kind of all over the place in the mid-tongue, and that's why, at certain points it just gives you little hints of potentially iron brew kind of vibes. But yeah, there's a decent level of sweetness. I'm not saying it's overly sweet, but there's quite a decent level of sweetness. But as that kind of waft of bitterness starts to come in near the back end, it kind of slightly calms it down. But then it kind of dissipates quite quickly in the aftertaste. So it does. It's still there and you can still feel it, and it's still kind of controlling the sweetness. But then as that dissipates, the final thing is just that kind of sweetness dissipating by itself. But yeah, the malt, I would say, isn't really playing much of a malty flavour part, but I think it's providing a decent level of sweetness. But it's not really bringing in any kind of overly heavy malty vibes in any way. But I think it's also giving a little bit of body, because it doesn't feel watery in any way. But overall, it's a bit of a strange one. And I would say, if you can get it, because I think Butcombe are usually kind of in quite a few supermarkets. So if you see this Adam Henson's Rare Breed, I'm going to say try it and see what you make of it. It's a bit strange, but for me there's something kind of interesting about it. And it's quite easy drinking, as you can see. It's quite sessionable. It's only 4.2%. And it is something about a slightly different flavour profile. So it is. And yeah, I quite like it. Bit of a strange one. I didn't expect to really like it so much. I expected to kind of think, yeah, it's kind of alright, but I don't know, it's just something a little bit different and not what I expected, and definitely not what it kind of described in the bottle. And overall, yeah, like I say, something a bit different. So what would I give this out of 10? Yeah, it's drinkable. It's not the most liveliest beer. Again, it's not the most full-bodied beer either. I mean, there's a bit of body there, but so it doesn't feel watery, but in no way would you say, oh, it's a full round-bodied beer. It's just not that. It's sessionable. It's easy drinking. It's got a kind of unique kind of flavour profile. And overall, it's just something kind of interesting. So 5 being an average. For me, I would say it's above 5 just because it is something a bit different with a slightly kind of unique flavour profile. It's very drinkable, it's interesting, and just something I wouldn't have expected from a pale ale, and especially not from Butcombe, but it's something a bit different. So, what would I give this? So I think 6 is a bit too low, and I think 7's a bit too high. I think if I give it a 7 out of 10, then I'd maybe give the wrong impression that it's a really, really good beer. Whereas I'd say it's a nice beer that's also a bit interesting as well. So, excuse me, there's going to be a bit of backfeed on it as well. But yeah, I would say a 6 isn't enough, and I would say a 7 is too much. So on that basis, I'm going to give it a 6.5, and I think that's a very fair one. And would I recommend it? I don't know. I mean, would I buy it again? I probably would, actually. There's something a bit different. If people like kind of more kind of beers that are kind of similar to Tanglefoot and things like that, then you might like this. But it has a slightly different kind of flavour profile. It has some other flavour profiles, and it's not as sweet as Tanglefoot is now. But there's a bit of uniqueness to the flavour, so you might like it if you like these type of beers. But yeah, I'd say 6.5 is a good score, and I probably would buy it again myself, and I would recommend it just for people to try and see what they think, make up their own mind. But because I think some people would really like it and other people wouldn't. I think it's slightly Marmitey, probably to a certain degree. But I would say give it a go because it is slightly different in the flavour profile, especially for a pale ale. So yeah, so it's 6.5 out of 10. It's 4.2%. Thanks for watching. Cheers, and bye for now.